Former Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel has already become a hot coaching candidate after being fired just a week ago from the Dolphins. McDaniel is set to meet with the Browns, Ravens, Falcons, Titans, according to NFL Network's Tom Pelissero. Cleveland may get the first swing at interviewing McDaniel as their meeting is set for Monday. Ocho,
no.
Do you like
the
idea of Mike McDaniel coaching Shedeur?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. All the teams you just named, I don't like it. But I do like one that you didn't name. Now, I saw the report. I don't know if it was false or whether it was real or not, but I saw where he might have an opportunity to be the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions.
Like, subscribe and hit that bell.
I agree. I totally agree.
And now your job as an offensive coordinator or head coach, whatever it may be with the Browns, now your job becomes that much more difficult because you have to do more with less. You know, the pendulum is uneven.
Shannon Sharpe and Ocho made it very clear that Mike McDaniel should not be the head coach for Shedeur Sanders in Cleveland. What they pointed out surprised a lot of fans, but when you really think about it, they're right. The idea of McDaniel coaching the Browns sounds exciting at first, but once you slow it down, it doesn't add up. Cleveland is not an easy place to land. It's constant pressure, nonstop criticism, and very little patience. A coach coming in after being fired is already under heavy scrutiny. There's no room to experiment or ease into the job. The Browns don't need another reset. They need stability. They need someone who can take control immediately. McDaniel has creative ideas, but Cleveland isn't the place to try new concepts. It's a place where coaches either survive quickly or get swallowed by the chaos. Now look at what Shedeur has already gone through. Under Stefanski, the situation wasn't built on trust or development. Shedeur never fully had the keys. His opportunities were limited. Mistakes were magnified. That kind of environment drains a young quarterback. Instead of growing, he's forced into survival mode. Instead of learning calmly, he's reacting under pressure. A quarterback can't keep resetting his mindset every time a new system or voice comes in. That's how confidence slowly disappears, even for talented players. That's why Shedeur needs a very specific type of coach now. He needs someone strong, clear, and protective, not flashy, not experimental. He needs a coach who simplifies things, sets firm boundaries, and stands in front of the media when things go wrong. Someone who says, "That's my quarterback," and backs it up. McDaniel feels better suited as a coordinator right now, where the focus is design and creativity, not full control. Cleveland needs leadership, not someone still finding his footing. For Shedeur, clarity and trust are non-negotiable. Anything else risks pushing him backward.
Mike McDaniels, with his creative mind, I'm not saying he's Ben Johnson, but if you think about the goddamn Dolphins, what was that, 3 years ago? Was it 3 years ago?
2 years ago.
Yeah, two years ago.
Well, you talking about when they went to the championship game? That was 3 years ago.
Yeah,
Before they ended up losing to the 49ers.
Listen, that offense and that creativity that he had with those receivers and the stuff that he was able to do with Tyreek Hill, can you imagine him being able to have Amon-Ra St. Brown and doing all that stuff Amon-Ra and J-Mo? And you got Gibbs. I'm not sure if Montgomery's coming back. I'm not sure, how that's going to work. But I would love Mike McDaniels and that creativity he has offensively over there with the Lions.
Ocho's point really makes sense when you break it down. Mike McDaniel's biggest strength has always been creativity, not command. He shines when he has speed, space, and freedom to design plays. When he has players who stretch defenses and force mismatches before the snap, that's when his offense looks dangerous. In the right environment, that style can thrive. Places built for movement and timing allow a coach to focus on ideas instead of constant damage control. But creativity struggles when pressure never stops. Now bring this back to Shedeur. This is where the Browns situation doesn't fit. Shedeur doesn't need creativity right now. He needs order. He needs calm. He needs someone who reduces chaos, not adds layers to it. His last experience already showed him how fragile trust can be. He played in a system where mistakes lingered longer than lessons. That stays with a young quarterback. You don't fix that by throwing him into another complicated offense that relies on perfect timing and flawless protection. You fix it by giving him clear reads, a firm structure, and a coach who slows the game down. Shedeur already has the talent. What he needs now is stability, not experimentation. That's why McDaniel makes more sense as a coordinator elsewhere, and why pairing him with Shedeur in Cleveland would be unfair to both. Detroit-style environments allow creativity to breathe. Cleveland is pressure and noise. McDaniel needs freedom. Shedeur needs protection. Mixing those in Cleveland creates conflict. This isn't disrespect, it's timing. The Browns need leadership. Shedeur needs a stabilizer. Creativity can wait. Development cannot. And when you compare the options, John Harbaugh and Jim Schwartz clearly fit better. Harbaugh isn't about flash. He's about standards, structure, and surviving in a brutal division. He's lived in the AFC North for years. He knows how physical and unforgiving these games are. He knows how young quarterbacks get ruined if culture isn't set first. Harbaugh would walk in with instant authority. Players would listen. Media noise would calm down. Expectations would be clear. That matters more than the scheme for Shedeur. A quarterback shouldn't have to carry the building. Harbaugh builds the building first. Yes, he wants control and money, but control brings alignment. And alignment is exactly what Shedeur has been missing. Jim Schwartz also makes sense in a different way. The defense already belongs to him. It has an identity. It plays fast, aggressive, and together. Keeping that intact helps a young quarterback more than people realize. A strong defense buys time. It lets a quarterback breathe. Schwartz is direct and simple. No gimmicks. No sales pitch. Just effort and clarity. That fits where Shedeur is right now. McDaniel brings complexity into an unstable situation. His style demands precision and patience, which Cleveland doesn't have. Shedeur doesn't need to be impressed. He needs grounding. Harbaugh offers protection through leadership. Schwartz offers protection through continuity. McDaniel offers ideas. And ideas aren't what the Browns are lacking. Leadership is. And that's why John Harbaugh stands above the rest. His presence alone reshapes the entire coaching market.
But John Harbaugh is out there. And I think he's first on everybody's list because he has 18 years experience. He's won many divisions, and he's gone to and won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So he's Miss America. He's going to hit the first day if he wants it.
Yeah.
That's how they're looking at it, Ocho. I like the Titans. I think the Titans got a quarterback. I think the Giants have a quarterback. But I don't really know a whole lot about the Titans. I'll just know if they got Simmons over there.
Mm-hmm.
And he's special.
Oh, yeah. He is. He ain't going to be that long, but go ahead.
If you listen carefully to this discussion, one thing stands out clearly. John Harbaugh isn't just another candidate. He's the benchmark. Teams don't talk about him like an option. They talk about him like a final decision. Winning for years in the same division matters. Handling pressure matters. Managing locker rooms full of personalities matters. Harbaugh has done all of that without losing control. That history carries weight the moment he enters a room. Front offices pause. Players lock in. Media tone shifts. For Cleveland, that reset alone has value. It changes the atmosphere without a single practice. That's why he should be the first call, not a fallback. When someone like that is available, you don't hesitate. Now add Shedeur to the picture. That's where urgency comes in. Shedeur doesn't need another coach trying to prove himself. He doesn't need slogans or hope-based systems. He needs security. He needs someone who has seen every mistake a young quarterback can make and knows when to protect him. Harbaugh has coached playoff games, ugly games, and must-win games. He knows when to push and when to shield. He wouldn't rush Shedeur. He wouldn't expose him after one bad drive. He would build the team so the quarterback isn't the headline every week. That's how development happens the right way. That's also why other teams and quarterback situations don't matter. Cleveland already has its quarterback. They need to commit to him now. Waiting too long or settling sends the wrong message. Harbaugh brings belief inside the building immediately. He could give Shedeur the space to learn, breathe, and lead without panic. That's not hype. That's experience. If Cleveland truly wants to do this correctly, John Harbaugh should be the first meeting, the first offer, and the top priority. Everyone knows one decision is about to shift everything. Once it happens, the rest will fall into place. This moment feels like the calm before everything moves at once.
It's going to be very interesting to see how this thing. I think somebody's waiting for the big domino to fall, and I think that's John Harbaugh. Mm-hmm. I think once Harbaugh decides where he's going to go, I think all the other pieces will start to fall in place after he decides what he's going to do. So I think everybody's kind of waiting, because nobody wants to jump the gun. What? Now you had a chance to John Harbaugh, and you went ahead and you hired this guy. So I think once that domino falls, Ocho, I think everything else will kind of fall into place from there.
Right.
And then you'll see, But hey, maybe there's some coaches that's still in the postseason. Mm-hmm. Maybe the Rams DC. Who knows? Maybe the Clint Kubiak. I think gets an opportunity. Obviously, they couldn't talk. Yeah, they could. I don't know if he interviewed, though.
Teams aren't rushing because they understand one decision will change the entire landscape. That decision belongs to John Harbaugh. When someone with that level of respect is available, nobody wants to move too fast and regret it later. Owners, GMs, and agents are all watching quietly. They know choosing early and missing out on Harbaugh would be a mistake they'd have to explain for years. This isn't fear, it's awareness. The league knows how influence works. When the biggest name speaks, everything shifts. Until then, things stay still. For Shedeur, this waiting period matters more than people realize. Delays send messages. A young quarterback feels whether a team is being thoughtful or reckless. Shedeur has already experienced uncertainty. He knows what misalignment feels like. That's why Cleveland shouldn't rush just to look active. They need the right answer, not the fastest one. Harbaugh brings clarity the moment he walks in. Even if he doesn't choose Cleveland, waiting shows respect for process and stability. That builds trust with Shedeur. Yes, there are other candidates. Some are still coaching. Some are rising quickly. Some feel exciting because they're new. But new carries risk, and risk isn't what Shedeur needs. He needs direction. That's why this first domino matters so much. Once it falls, teams will move with confidence instead of panic. Cleveland needs patience, not hesitation. Patience, because the right coach will shape Shedeur's growth, his longevity, and the future of this franchise. This isn't just about filling a role. It's about setting the foundation for years. John Harbaugh's decision could change everything for Shedeur and the Browns. Waiting now could mean strength later. And if you want more real takes and updates, don't forget to like and subscribe. What do you think? Should the Browns wait for Harbaugh or move fast with another option?